What if the relentless pursuit of perfection is actually holding you back from true happiness? Research shows that nearly 70% of people struggle with perfectionism, which can lead to anxiety, depression, and even burnout. Inner Freedom invites you on a liberating journey, revealing the paradox that embracing our imperfections is the key to unlocking authentic joy and fulfillment. In this book, you will explore practical strategies to redefine success on your own terms, cultivate self-compassion, and ultimately, live a lighter, more satisfying life. Let It Be, Free Yourself from Perfectionism, written and published by Inner Freedom. Chapter 1. Perfection is a mirage. Have you ever stood in front of a mirror, staring at your reflection, only to find yourself fixating on the small imperfections that others wouldn't even notice? It's a profound experience many of us share. The nagging belief that we must present a perfect version of ourselves to be worthy or accepted. This need for perfection not only distorts our self-image, but can also trap us in a cycle of unfulfilled expectations. The truth is, perfection is a mirage. It offers the illusion of happiness, while often leading to feelings of inadequacy and frustration. In our quest to attain perfection, we frequently face common challenges. We may find ourselves tangled in a web of self-doubt, plagued by comparison and constantly measuring our worth against an unrealistic standard. This constant striving can leave us feeling anxious, exhausted, and even defeated. Many people chase after accolades, striving to be the best at work, in relationships, and in their personal lives, only to feel like they are living up to a fictitious ideal that doesn't truly exist. With every failure to meet these unattainable standards, our self-esteem takes a hit and motivation dwindles. We may wonder, why am I never good enough? The solution goes beyond merely telling ourselves to relax or stop worrying about what others think. Instead, it invites us to shift our perspective about perfection. Accepting that perfection is a mirage encourages us to embrace our flaws, turning them into powerful tools for growth and connection. Let's face it, everyone has imperfections. Understanding that it is entirely human to fall short of certain benchmarks allows us to cultivate self-acceptance, which in turn nurtures our mental and emotional well-being. By consciously choosing to let go of perfectionism, we can create a more realistic and compassionate relationship with ourselves. Imagine waking up each day knowing that you don't need to present a flawless version of you. Instead of vying for a perceived ideal, you can celebrate your uniqueness and recognize the beauty in your authenticity. This shift will help you develop resilience, empowering you to face challenges without the weight of constant self-judgment hanging over your head. Think of perfection as a moving target. No matter how hard you aim, it continues to elude you. But when you focus on progress, personal growth becomes the goal. Each step forward is a genuine achievement, one that contributes to your overall journey. Embracing imperfections can enhance your creativity, foster deeper relationships, and pave the way for a more joyful existence. The more you allow yourself to be real and vulnerable, the more you open yourself to authentic connections with others. As you navigate through this chapter, consider the power of letting go. Reflect on your own experiences and identify areas where perfectionism may have held you back. By acknowledging these hurdles, you can start to make adjustments to your mindset, celebrating your progress rather than fixating on perceived shortcomings. Remember, experiencing life with all its ups and downs is what truly makes it beautiful. Embrace the imperfections and let them guide you toward a richer, more fulfilling life, free from the constraints of unattainable ideals. To implement the shift from perfectionism to a more fulfilling mindset, start by becoming aware of your thoughts. Each day, set aside a few moments to reflect on instances where you felt the pressure to be perfect. Acknowledge these feelings without judgment and remind yourself that it's okay to fall short. For example, if you feel anxious about presentations at work, instead of focusing solely on delivering a perfect performance, allow yourself to see it as an opportunity to share your ideas and engage with others. This simple shift in perspective can reduce anxiety and make the experience enjoyable rather than daunting. Next, practice self-compassion actively. When you face challenges or make mistakes, treat yourself as you would a close friend. If a friend were to slip up during a conversation, you would likely remind them that everyone makes mistakes and that it's part of being human. extend that same kindness to yourself. By applying this mindset, you will begin to experience a significant drop in self-criticism, making room for a more positive and forgiving self-view. Another powerful step is to establish realistic expectations. Instead of chasing after an idealized version of success, set achievable goals based on your current circumstances and personal aspirations. For instance, if you're learning a new skill, focus on small milestones such as completing a chapter of a book or dedicating 10 minutes a day to practice. Celebrate these achievements, no matter how small, as they represent progress and personal growth. In doing so, the rewarding benefits will become apparent. You'll notice a shift in how you approach new tasks and challenges. With realistic expectations as your guide, fear of failure diminishes, and you will feel more motivated to take on new endeavors. As you embrace this mindset, you'll find greater satisfaction in your efforts, resulting in a more profound sense of purpose in what you do. Now, to put these ideas into action, I encourage you to engage in a practical exercise. Choose one area of your life where you feel perfectionism has kept you from moving forward. It could be your career, relationships, or personal hobbies. Write down the expectations you have of yourself in this area, then reframe them into more achievable goals. Afterward, jot down a few steps you can take toward these goals in a compassionate and realistic way. This exercise will serve as a reminder that progress is made step by step and that each action you undertake is a victory in itself. As you hold on to these transformative new perspectives, remember that this journey is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of personal growth. The path to liberating yourself from perfectionism is paved with patience and practice. Looking ahead, Chapter 2 will delve into the power of embracing flaws and discovering the freedom that lies within acceptance. You'll learn how recognizing and celebrating your imperfections can lead to a more joyful and authentic existence. So let this journey continue, and as you do, remember to engage with your own development by exploring the ideas we discuss here at Inner Freedom. Together, let's unlock the true essence of being human. Chapter 2: Embracing Flaws, Finding Freedom. What if the very traits that you consider flaws are the keys to unlocking your true potential? It's a liberating thought, yet one that many of us struggle to embrace. Most people spend their lives trying to conceal their imperfections, often leading to a heavy burden of stress, anxiety, and a constant feeling of inadequacy. This chapter dives deep into the misconception that perfection is necessary for happiness and explores how embracing our flaws can drastically change our lives for the better. As humans, we naturally desire acceptance and approval from those around us. We often equate our self-worth with our achievements, looks, or the approval of others, which can create an unhealthy cycle of self-criticism. Many people walk through life wearing masks to hide their perceived shortcomings, leading to feelings of isolation. You might reach for authenticity, but fear of judgment can keep you tethered to the need for perfection. This fear can hold you back from pursuing new opportunities or forming deeper connections. The reality is that striving to hide our flaws only leads to further dissatisfaction and unhappiness. However, there is hope. The path to personal liberation begins when we shift our perspective and recognize that our flaws are not the enemy. They are simply a part of who we are. Imagine for a moment if you could embrace your quirks, mistakes, and insecurities as vital elements of your identity. This transformative solution invites you to practice acceptance, allowing you to view your imperfections not as weaknesses to be hidden, but as unique characteristics that contribute to your individuality. The core idea behind this shift is simple yet profound. When you embrace your flaws, you foster a richer, more authentic existence. Recognizing that everyone has imperfections levels the playing field, easing the burden of comparison and allowing you to connect more deeply with others. For example, think of a time when you felt embarrassed to share an aspect of yourself. What if, instead, you had shared that vulnerability? Odds are, it would have opened avenues to meaningful connections, as others likely resonated with your struggle. By shifting your focus to acceptance, you'll begin to unlock a newfound freedom. You'll find that allowing yourself to be imperfect enhances your creativity, enriches your relationships, and increases your capacity for self-love. Every flaw you embrace becomes a part of your story, a chapter that adds depth and dimension to who you are. A simple practice you can adopt is to keep a journal where you reflect on the aspects of yourself that you once viewed negatively. Each entry will serve as a reminder of your progress on the journey toward acceptance and self-compassion. As you navigate through the heart of this chapter, contemplate how embracing your flaws can liberate you from the chains of perfectionism. With the power of acceptance at your fingertips, you are free to explore your potential and live more fully. Instead of living in fear of judgment, you can approach life with a sense of wonder, fueled by the understanding that your imperfections are not barriers, but bridges to genuine experiences and connections. In the next section, we will delve deeper into how to cultivate this acceptance by redefining what it means to be successful. Together, we will explore the transformative power of personal growth and self-discovery as we move forward in this journey toward inner freedom. Embrace your flaws and prepare to uncover the joys that await you on the other side. To embrace your flaws and cultivate acceptance, it's essential to take actionable steps that can guide you toward this transformative journey. Start by identifying a personal flaw or insecurity that you find challenging. Perhaps it's a tendency to be disorganized or feelings of inadequacy in social situations. Write it down and reflect on the feelings it invokes. Acknowledge this aspect of yourself without judgment, reminding yourself that everyone has areas where they falter. For example, consider the incredibly talented artist who grapples with imposter syndrome, feeling unworthy of their accomplishments. The first step is embracing that vulnerability, which can serve as a powerful starting point for deeper self-acceptance. Next, engage in a daily practice of self-compassion. Each morning, look in the mirror and affirm positive statements about yourself. Instead of critiquing your appearance or capabilities, say phrases like, "I am enough," or "My flaws make me unique." This exercise may feel awkward at first, but over time, you will start to believe in these affirmations. A little girl who stumbles in her ballet class might express frustration, but by repeating positive affirmations, she can learn to appreciate her progress, understanding that growth takes time and effort. By reinforcing this compassionate dialogue with yourself, you cultivate a sense of kindness that counteracts negative self-talk. Further, actively seek out the beauty in your perceived flaws through creative expression. Whether it's painting, writing, or even cooking, use your chosen medium to illustrate your journey of acceptance. Imagine an essay where you reflect on a challenge that shaped you. By sharing your story, you not only accept this part of yourself, but also inspire others who may be experiencing similar issues. Creating in this way allows you to explore your imperfections and see them as integral threads in the fabric of your life. The benefits of implementing these strategies are profound. As you shift your focus toward acceptance, you empower yourself to face challenges with resilience. Instead of fearing mistakes, you will understand that they are merely stepping stones toward growth. Picture the relief of attending a social event and engaging with others without the weight of judgment. Authentic connections will flourish as you invite others to share in your journey. The more you embrace who you are, flaws and all, the more confidence you will exude. To put these concepts into practice right away, take a moment to reflect on your day. Write down one instance where you felt flawed or inadequate. Now, reframe that experience. How might that flaw actually be a source of strength or teach you a valuable lesson? Consider how you could celebrate that lesson the next time you encounter it. Carrying this mindset with you will help you move forward on your path of acceptance and self-discovery. As we close this chapter, look forward to our next exploration into redefining success on your terms. We will delve into how your newfound acceptance can drastically alter the way you perceive and achieve success in your life. Remember, each moment spent embracing your true self is a step toward the freedom you've been yearning for. So let that journey continue, and stay engaged with your growth by exploring more ideas at Inner Freedom. Your authentic self is waiting to shine. Chapter 3. Redefining Success on Your Terms. What if success isn't about bank balances, job titles, or societal accolades, but rather about living a life aligned with your values and passions? For many, the definition of success is often inherited from the expectations of family, society, and culture, which can lead to immense dissatisfaction and stress. This chapter will explore how redefining success on your own terms can liberate you from these external pressures, allowing you to cultivate a life that feels authentic and truly fulfilling. In today's fast-paced world, we are bombarded with images and stories of success that can distort our perceptions. We might find ourselves believing that our worth is contingent upon climbing the corporate ladder, achieving personal milestones, or accumulating material wealth. This mindset can leave us feeling unfulfilled as we chase after goals determined by others rather than our own dreams and values. You may have experienced this firsthand, landing a prestigious job only to realize it drains your energy instead of igniting your passion. The solution lies in the courageous act of introspection. Taking the time to genuinely evaluate what success means to you provides a powerful pathway to empowerment. Instead of allowing societal definitions to dictate your journey, engage in a practice of self-discovery. Ask yourself profound questions. What brings me joy? What are my core values? What impact do I want to have on the world? By delving into these questions, you can begin to shape a vision of success that resonates with your true self. Imagine creating a vision board that represents your unique goals and desires. Instead of images of luxury cars or large houses, fill it with symbols of what truly inspires you, whether it's hiking in nature, volunteering, or spending quality time with loved ones. Visualizing your personal definition of success can serve as a daily reminder of what you are working towards, thereby keeping you aligned with your true aspirations. Embracing this new perspective on success opens the door to numerous benefits. By defining success on your terms, you pave the way for a life filled with passion and purpose. Rather than comparing yourself to others, you gain the freedom to focus on your unique journey. You may find that your creativity flourishes when you prioritize pursuing your passions, leading to increased fulfillment in your personal and professional life. Consider the artist who, after years of seeking acceptance through traditional paths, decides to follow their heart and create art for the joy it brings. This act of authenticity can rekindle enthusiasm and bring a renewed sense of energy into every aspect of life. As you continue to navigate this essential exploration of self, take the time to reflect on your current pursuits. Are they genuinely aligned with your vision of success? Or are they merely imitations of societal expectations? Creating meaningful goals based on your values can transform not only your outlook, but the very nature of your daily experiences. To encourage this reflection, dedicate a few moments each week to journal about your aspirations. Consider how each goal aligns with your unique definition of success and evaluate your progress thoughtfully. In the second half of this chapter, we will dive deeper into actionable steps that will assist you in clearly articulating your values and setting realistic goals. Ready yourself to embrace the journey of crafting a personalized vision that inspires you. Remember, your path to success should be one that you design and cherish, reflecting the true essence of who you are. Stay tuned for further insights that empower you to thrive on your terms. To turn the profound insights into actionable steps, start by clarifying your personal values. Take a moment to list what truly matters to you. This might include family, creativity, health, or community service. Once you've identified these core values, rank them in order of importance. For instance, if family is paramount, it might encourage you to make career decisions that allow for a healthier work-life balance. Having a clear understanding of your values acts as a compass, guiding you toward decisions that align with your vision of success. Next, set specific, realistic goals that reflect your values. For example, if one of your values is community service, your goal might be to dedicate time each month to volunteer at a local organization. These goals should be SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This approach ensures that you can track your progress and make adjustments as needed. A healthcare worker who values wellness could set a goal to incorporate daily exercise into their routine, making it easier to maintain a balanced lifestyle. This tangible step not only enhances personal well-being, but also positively impacts their ability to serve others effectively. As you start to implement these steps, reflect on your current pursuits and evaluate whether they align with your personal definition of success. It can be eye-opening to recognize how much time you might spend on endeavors that don't resonate with your true self. Imagine a corporate employee who feels drained chasing after promotions that bring no joy. By realigning their efforts to focus on projects they find fulfilling, they may rekindle their passion and find renewed motivation. The benefits of redefining success are manifold. By putting your values at the forefront, you'll cultivate a deeper sense of purpose and satisfaction throughout your daily life. You might find that your stress levels decrease as you learn to prioritize what's truly important to you instead of succumbing to external expectations. When you shift your focus, life's uncertainties may feel less daunting because you now have a clear framework guiding your choices. To put these ideas into action immediately, I encourage you to engage in a visioning exercise. Set aside time this week to create a vision board or a detailed plan outlining your personal definition of success. Include images, words, and goals that resonate with your newfound understanding. This tangible representation will serve as a constant reminder of your path and will motivate you to take actionable steps toward realizing your vision. As we conclude this chapter, look forward to the next one, where we will explore the weight of unrealistic standards. We will dive into how shedding these heavy expectations can create space for a more authentic and liberated existence. Remember, defining success on your own terms is an ongoing journey filled with growth and discovery. You have the power to shape your life, and taking these initial steps is just the beginning. Stay connected with your progress and insights by subscribing to Inner Freedom, where your journey toward authenticity is embraced and celebrated. Together, let's continue this transformative exploration. Chapter 4. The Weight of Unrealistic Standards. What if the standards by which you measure your success are actually anchors weighing you down? Many individuals navigate life burdened by expectations that feel almost insurmountable. Expectations set by society, family, or even our own unrealistic self-assessments. These pressures can lead to feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and burnout, leaving us questioning our self-worth. This chapter invites you to examine the weight of these unrealistic standards, and in doing so, find ways to liberate yourself from them. We live in a culture that often glorifies achievement and perfection, shaping our beliefs about what it means to succeed. You may have felt it, the incessant pressure to excel in your career while balancing a perfect home life, maintaining your physical appearance, and achieving goals that seem to multiply without end. This relentless chase for approval can transform our natural desires for growth and success into a heavy burden. The high stakes of such expectations often leave individuals feeling overwhelmed, leading to fear of failure and eventual burnout. The question we must confront is, at what cost do we pursue these lofty ideals? The transformative solution lies in recognizing and dismantling these unrealistic standards. First, identify the specific areas in your life where you feel pressured to achieve more than is reasonable or attainable. Perhaps you constantly compare yourself to colleagues, scrutinizing their accomplishments against your own. Alternatively, you may feel the need to be the perfect parent, friend, or partner. The key is to awake to the fact that many of these standards are not inherent truths, but carefully constructed beliefs influenced by external factors. Begin the process of liberation by actively reframing your mindset. Instead of seeing standards as fixed benchmarks, recognize them as fluid and personal. Explore the distinction between aspirational goals and brutal expectations. Realize that it's perfectly acceptable to aim for excellence without the need to be flawless. For instance, an entrepreneur may strive to grow their business, but may also acknowledge that setbacks are part of the journey. Embracing this reality allows for growth and learning without the weight of guilt or inadequacy. The core idea behind this shift is the understanding that perfect isn't a prerequisite for progress. Picture a student who struggles with grades but embraces a passion for learning. They may not score straight A's, but their genuine interest sparks a profound appreciation for knowledge, making their educational journey meaningful. By accepting that imperfections and setbacks are part of growth individuals create space for innovation, exploration, and personal fulfillment. Adopting this perspective can lead to numerous benefits. As the weight of unrealistic expectations lessens, you will experience a newfound sense of freedom. You'll feel more empowered to pursue your passions without the debilitating fear of judgment or failure. Stress levels will diminish as you start to focus on what truly matters to you. Imagine a writer who once felt pressured by the need for their work to be perfect. By letting go of that standard, they discover their authentic voice and begin to create with joy. This chapter serves as an invitation to reflect on your own expectations and the pressures you face daily. Begin by journaling about the standards that make you feel inadequate. Challenge yourself to consider, are these standards truly yours, or are they imposed by society? As we progress, know that the journey toward self-acceptance and a more organic approach to success is ongoing. Prepare yourself to explore practical steps in the next section that will empower you to dismantle these burdens and find freedom in self-acceptance. Embrace this opportunity to break free from the chains of unrealistic standards and open up to a life filled with authenticity and joy. To effectively dismantle the weight of unrealistic standards, start by establishing a mindful practice of self-reflection. Set aside time each week to evaluate your commitments and responsibilities, asking yourself which of these truly align with your core values and goals. Write down the tasks or expectations you believe are essential and honestly assess whether they enhance your life or burden it. For example, a busy professional might realize that volunteering for every committee at work is draining their energy. By stepping back and considering this through the lens of their personal values, they may choose to focus on just one or two activities that genuinely resonate with them, allowing for more joy and enthusiasm in those experiences. Next, practice gratitude as a way to shift your focus from what you think you should achieve to appreciating what you already have. Each day, list 3 things you are grateful for that are unrelated to your accomplishments. These could be simple pleasures like a warm cup of coffee, a conversation with a friend, or a beautiful sunset. This small but significant habit helps train your mind to acknowledge the richness of your life beyond societal expectations. Over time, you may find that focusing on gratitude allows you to feel more satisfied with your current situation, reducing the intensity of your pursuit for unattainable standards. Additionally, consider establishing boundaries around influences that trigger feelings of inadequacy. This might mean limiting time spent on social media platforms that showcase curated lifestyles or success stories. For instance, if scrolling through social media leaves you feeling dissatisfied with your life, commit to a digital detox for a week. During this time, find alternative activities that bring you joy, such as reading, nature walks, or exploring a new hobby. As you create space away from these pressures, you'll gain clarity about your own desires and goals, ultimately leading to a more authentic experience of life. As you apply these transformative steps, the benefits will become increasingly evident. You will develop a greater sense of self-compassion and resilience against external pressures. Imagine a teacher who once felt compelled to grade every assignment perfectly. By recognizing the weight of their unrealistic standards, they allow for room in their grading system, embracing the imperfections within the process. The shift not only reduces stress, but also fosters a more supportive learning environment for students, creating space for growth rather than fear of failure. To incorporate these practices into your life today, I encourage you to pick one actionable step from this chapter that resonates with you. Perhaps it's setting aside time for self-reflection or starting a gratitude journal. Commit to this practice for the next week and notice the changes in your mindset. By making this small shift, you open the door to gradual change and cultivate a more loving relationship with yourself. As we conclude this chapter, prepare yourself for the next exploration into Progress over Perfection, a Better Way. We will delve into the dynamic power of focusing on progress instead of an elusive ideal, celebrating the growth and learning inherent in every endeavor. Remember that each step you take toward shedding the weight of unrealistic standards contributes to your journey of self-discovery. For more insights and guidance, keep engaging with Inner Freedom as we continue this enlightening exploration together. Your path toward authenticity and fulfillment awaits. Chapter 5: Progress over Perfection, a Better Way. What if every misstep you took was not a failure, but rather a stepping stone toward growth? Many people find themselves trapped in a relentless chase for perfection, which can yield feelings of frustration, self-doubt, and burnout. This chapter explores the transformative idea that prioritizing progress over a perfect outcome not only alleviates these burdens, but also fosters personal development and fulfillment. In a world that values perfection, it's easy to understand why we often become obsessed with flawless results. The constant comparison to others' achievements can lead us to doubt our capabilities and potential. You may have experienced the paralyzing fear of not being good enough, which prevents you from taking risks or pursuing new ventures. For instance, a budding novelist might hesitate to share their work, fearing it isn't polished enough, while a professional may avoid taking on challenging projects for the same reason. This emphasis on perfection can stifle creativity and hinder personal progress, leaving individuals feeling stuck and underwhelmed by their own capabilities. The transformative solution lies in embracing a progress-oriented mindset. It begins with redefining how we measure success. By focusing on incremental improvements rather than unattainable perfection, we can foster a more encouraging and less stressful environment for ourselves. Consider the example of a runner training for a marathon. Instead of fixating on running the entire distance flawlessly from day one, they celebrate small milestones, such as completing their first mile or gradually increasing their pace. Each of these victories builds confidence and reinforces the joy of the journey, reinforcing the understanding that every step forward matters. At the heart of this shift is the realization that learning and growth often stem from our mistakes and imperfections. Adopting a mindset that welcomes challenges as opportunities for learning allows us to view setbacks in a more positive light. Imagine a student who struggles with a particular subject but embraces each wrong answer as a chance to learn and improve. By focusing on their progress rather than the grade itself, they cultivate resilience and develop a deeper understanding of the material, ultimately positioning themselves for success. This approach not only reduces anxiety, but also instills a sense of empowerment and self-worth. The potential benefits of prioritizing progress over perfection are profound. You will likely experience increased motivation as you free yourself from the constraints of perfectionism, ultimately leading to more creative and fulfilling pursuits. For example, an artist who allows themselves to create without the expectation of a masterpiece may find new avenues for expression that invigorate their passion. The fear of producing something imperfect dissipates, paving the way for genuine exploration and growth. As you engage with these concepts, take a moment to reflect on areas in your life where the pursuit of perfection has held you back. Consider how you might instead celebrate progress in those pursuits. Perhaps it's time to embrace a new hobby without the pressure of mastery, or to tackle a daunting project by breaking it into smaller, manageable steps. In the second half of this chapter, we will dive deeper into practical strategies for cultivating this progress-focused mindset, including actionable exercises to help you document and celebrate your improvements. Get ready to embark on a journey that acknowledges every effort and allows you to thrive in the beautiful messiness of life. Your journey toward fulfillment and authenticity is well underway, and the next steps promise to be even more rewarding. To foster a progress-oriented mindset, start by setting specific, attainable goals. These goals should be incremental and broken down into manageable steps. For example, if you aim to improve your physical fitness, instead of setting a lofty target of running a marathon within 3 months, begin by committing to jogging for just 10 minutes a day. Celebrate each incremental achievement by tracking your progress, perhaps using a journal or a digital app to record your runs. This tangible documentation reinforces the principle that every effort counts and highlights how progress builds over time. Next, establish a routine for reflection. Set aside a few moments each week to evaluate your journey. Ask yourself questions like, what did I achieve this week? And what challenges did I encounter? Be sure to acknowledge not just the successes, but also the obstacles. By viewing these challenges as opportunities for growth, you cultivate resilience. For instance, a professional working toward a promotion might face setbacks on a particular project. Instead of dwelling on the disappointment, they could analyze what went wrong and how they can improve next time. This reflective practice will empower you to adjust your approach and continually evolve. An essential step in embracing progress is to actively cultivate self-compassion. Acknowledge that making mistakes is a fundamental part of learning. When you face setbacks, treat yourself as you would a good friend, kindly and encouragingly. Imagine an aspiring chef who misses the mark on a new recipe. Instead of critiquing their skills harshly, they take a moment to reflect on what went wrong and how they can tweak the recipe for the next attempt. This compassionate self-talk fosters an environment where growth can flourish without the weight of self-doubt. Incorporating a system of rewards can also significantly enhance your motivation and commitment to progress. Each time you achieve a goal, however small, give yourself a reward that resonates with you. This could be something as simple as enjoying your favorite treat, spending time on a hobby, or sharing your achievement with friends. For example, if you finish a challenging chapter in a book you're writing, treat yourself to a night out or a relaxing evening with a movie. Creating this association between progress and reward reinforces positive behavior and makes the journey enjoyable. As you explore these strategies, you will likely notice a shift in your overall perspective. By prioritizing progress over perfection, you will feel less overwhelmed by the pressure to achieve immediate results. Instead, you will find confidence in your ability to adapt and grow, regardless of the outcome. The process becomes just as important, if not more vital, than the final product. To reinforce your commitment to this journey, I encourage you to keep a progress journal. Document not just your goals, but the small victories and lessons learned along the way. This will serve as a reminder of your growth and an invaluable tool for reflection. As we wrap up this chapter, prepare to delve into accepting what you can't control in the next section. We will explore how embracing uncertainty can lead to greater peace and freedom in your life. Remember, each step you take toward embracing progress opens the door to a more fulfilling and authentic existence. For more insights and support, stay connected with Inner Freedom as we continue this inspiring journey together. Your path to a richer and more joyful life awaits. Chapter 6. Accepting what you can't control. What if the secret to true peace and happiness lies in the ability to embrace uncertainty? Many people go through life clinging tightly to control, attempting to dictate every aspect of their existence. This quest for control can lead to anxiety, frustration, and disillusionment when faced with the unpredictability of life. In this chapter, we will examine how accepting what we cannot control can liberate us from the stress and limitations imposed by rigid expectations, allowing us to find freedom and clarity. The problem many of us face is that society often encourages a mindset that prioritizes control above all else. We plan meticulously, anticipate outcomes, and build safety nets, all in an effort to mitigate risk and uncertainty. Yet despite our best efforts, life remains unpredictable. Consider the individual who spends weeks preparing for an important presentation at work, only to be met with unexpected technical difficulties. Despite their preparation, they face a situation they could not control, often leading to self-blame or feelings of inadequacy. This overwhelming need to control can create feelings of helplessness when confronted with life's inevitable curveballs, leaving us feeling burned out and anxious. The transformative solution to this dilemma is learning to embrace acceptance as a powerful tool for personal growth. Acceptance does not mean passively resigning oneself to circumstances or giving up on goals. Rather, it is an empowering choice to acknowledge that certain things are beyond our control. This shift in mindset allows us to focus our energy on what we can influence, while releasing the constant tension that comes from trying to control every outcome. Imagine a gardener who cannot control the weather. Instead of becoming frustrated by rain or drought, they learn to adapt their gardening techniques to thrive in varying conditions. This newfound flexibility opens new avenues for success, changing how they cultivate their garden without clinging to a rigid framework. The core idea behind embracing acceptance is recognizing that life's unpredictability introduces opportunities for growth, adaptation, and creativity. Each unforeseen challenge can become a chance to learn new skills or develop greater resilience. For instance, consider a musician who faces a string malfunction during a live performance. Rather than panicking, they choose to improvise, creating an entirely new melody that captivates the audience. By embracing the unexpected, they not only showcase their creativity, but also transform what could have been a setback into a unique moment of brilliance. The benefits of adopting this perspective are profound. When we accept what we cannot control, we cultivate a greater sense of peace and reduce anxiety. Instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, we begin to view them as natural fluctuations in our journey. This acceptance shifts our focus from what we lack to what we can create, fostering a mindset that celebrates adaptability. Picture a parent juggling various responsibilities who acknowledges that not every day will go as planned. By embracing that reality, they can prioritize quality time with their children, rather than stressing about a disorganized schedule. As you engage with these concepts, reflect on the areas in your life where the need for control has held you back. What would it feel like to let go of some of that burden? Accepting the unknown can be a daunting task, but it is also an invitation to explore new possibilities. In the next section of this chapter, we will delve deeper into actionable strategies for cultivating acceptance and resilience amid life's uncertainties. Prepare to embrace a journey filled with self-discovery, growth, and newfound freedom as we embark on this essential exploration together. Remember, true peace begins when you let go of the need to control everything and begin to flow with life as it unfolds. To cultivate acceptance of what you cannot control, start by practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and acknowledging your feelings without judgment. Begin with a simple daily practice of meditation, even if just for 5 minutes. As you sit quietly, focus on your breath and allow your thoughts to flow without trying to control or change them. If your mind wanders to worries about the future or regrets about the past, gently acknowledge these thoughts and return your focus to your breath. This practice will train your mind to accept the flow of life as it unfolds and create a foundation of calm when unexpected situations arise. Next, embrace the concept of letting go. This can be particularly impactful in situations where you feel a strong urge to control the outcome. Create a physical representation of this practice. For example, at the end of each week, write down a worry or stressor that you cannot control on a piece of paper. Once written, read it aloud as a form of acknowledgement, and then tear or burn the paper in a safe manner. This act symbolizes your willingness to release the burden of that concern. Imagine a busy executive who feels pressured by an upcoming project deadline. By practicing the art of letting go, they realize they can only control their preparation and response, not the outcome itself. Consequently, they invest their energy in what they can influence, leading to less stress and a greater sense of empowerment. Another powerful step is to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. When faced with a situation beyond your control, ask yourself what lessons can be learned from the experience. For instance, if you encounter a roadblock in your career, instead of viewing it as a failure, consider how it might redirect you toward an unexpected and beneficial path. This mindset shift can change your approach, allowing you to remain adaptable. Picture a college student who faces a setback by failing an exam. Instead of succumbing to despair, they decide to seek help from a professor, which opens up new avenues for understanding the material and improving their study habits. As you implement these practices, the benefits will become clear. A greater acceptance of uncertainty fosters resilience, enhances emotional well-being, and creates space for creativity and spontaneity in your life. When you release the need to control every outcome, you may find that your relationships deepen as you engage more authentically with others. A caregiver who experiences this transformation may discover they can offer genuine support without feeling overwhelmed by the need to fix those they care for, ultimately leading to more meaningful connections. To accelerate these changes in your life, I invite you to keep a letting go journal. Each day, write about one thing you have chosen to release, whether it be a specific worry or an unrealistic expectation you've had. Chronicle how you felt before and after this practice, observing any shifts in your mindset. This exercise will serve as a powerful reminder that surrendering control is a journey, cultivating stronger resilience and acceptance with each entry. As we conclude this chapter, get ready to explore the theme of breaking free from judgment and comparison in our next session. We'll discuss how liberating yourself from these influences can further enhance your acceptance of life's uncertainties. Remember, the path to inner peace begins with acceptance, and your journey toward joy and authenticity starts now. For continuing support and insights, stay connected with Inner Freedom, where your growth and well-being matter. Embrace your journey, and let's discover what unfolds together. Chapter 7: Breaking Free from Judgment and Comparison. What if the key to unlocking your true potential lies in freeing yourself from the judgment and comparison that so often holds you back? In today's hyperconnected world, it's all too easy to slip into the habit of measuring our worth against the successes and ideals of others. This chapter explores how liberating ourselves from these external pressures can ignite personal growth and a renewed sense of self. Many of us battle the unease of comparisons, which often stem from societal norms and the constant sharing of curated lives on social media platforms. You may have felt a familiar pang of inadequacy when scrolling through the highlight reels of others, friends showcasing their perfect vacations, achievements, or lifestyles. This habit can lead to feelings of envy, lower self-esteem, and a distorted sense of what success truly means. For instance, you might feel disheartened when seeing peers advance in their careers, while you remain in a role that feels stagnant, causing echoes of self-doubt to reverberate in your mind. The transformative solution lies in shifting your focus from external validation to internal acceptance. Begin by recognizing that everyone's journey is unique, and comparing yourself to another is like holding a ruler to a painting. It fails to capture its depth and character. By consciously choosing to release the need for validation through comparison, you open yourself up to a richer understanding of your own path. This shift encourages you to honor your individual experiences and embrace them as valuable expressions of growth. To foster this mindset, practice self-reflection by identifying triggers that lead you to compare yourself with others. Journaling can be particularly helpful. Create a dedicated space in your journal to note instances where you find yourself in comparison mode. For example, after a social media scroll, take a moment to reflect on how those posts made you feel. By naming these feelings, you gain clarity about their impact on your self-worth. A young professional might find that seeing colleagues post about their promotions makes them question their own worth, prompting them to journal about their accomplishments outside of work, such as personal projects or volunteer work. At the core of this solution is the understanding that personal fulfillment is not measured by others' standards, but rather defined by what resonates with you. Envision deliberating over a life goal, perhaps starting a business or pursuing a creative venture. Instead of looking at others' successes and adopting their metrics of achievement, focus on what success means specifically to you. This approach allows for a more authentic and fulfilling pursuit of your passions, as you prioritize your unique journey over external benchmarks. The benefits of breaking free from judgment and comparison are manifold. You will likely experience a profound shift in your emotional well-being as you embrace self-acceptance. The sense of liberation that accompanies this mindset allows you to cultivate confidence and resilience. For instance, an artist who once felt that their work was not as highly regarded as others may shift their perspective, focusing instead on the joy of creating their unique expressions. In doing so, they free themselves from the weight of judgment, leading to a more profound engagement with their craft. As you explore these concepts, take a moment to consider how judgment and comparison manifest in your life. Begin to implement reflective practices that honor your journey and celebrate your individuality. In the second half of this chapter, we will delve deeper into actionable strategies to further cultivate self-acceptance and develop a positive relationship with yourself. Prepare to embrace a path of authenticity, reconnecting with the joy of simply being you, unhindered by the perceptions of others. Embracing your unique journey, remember, empowers you to live a more fulfilling life. To break free from the chains of judgment and comparison, begin by actively practicing self-awareness. Start each day with a mindful check-in to assess your feelings and thoughts. Before diving into your daily tasks, take a moment to reflect on potential triggers that may lead you to compare yourself to others. This could be as simple as acknowledging what aspects of your life feel insecure or unsettled. For instance, if you know you struggle with self-image, consciously prepare yourself for situations where you might encounter images or comments that could unsettle your confidence. Acknowledge these feelings without judgment, allowing yourself the space to accept them as part of your journey. Next, implement a comparison detox. Choose a specific time frame, such as 1 week, during which you will limit exposure to social media and other platforms that contribute to feelings of inadequacy. Use this time to engage in activities that enhance your self-esteem and reinforce your personal values. For example, dedicate time to a creative hobby or sport that you love, redirecting the energy you would have spent on comparison into something fulfilling. Imagine an aspiring writer who, instead of scrolling through social media feeds showing others' successes, spends that time crafting their narrative. By doing so, they invest in their own journey, rather than weighing it against others. Another powerful step in this journey is to create a gratitude practice that focuses specifically on your individual strengths and achievements. Each evening, jot down 3 things that you are proud of from that day, irrespective of how they compare to what others are doing. This could include completing a challenging task at work, enjoying a meaningful conversation with a friend, or simply taking time for self-care. Over time, this practice will help shift your focus from what you lack compared to others to celebrating your unique path. For example, a parent might feel overwhelmed by friends' portrayals of perfect parenting. By keeping a gratitude journal, they can recognize their loving interactions with their children, reaffirming their worth as a caregiver. As you integrate these practices into your life, the benefits will become apparent. By diminishing the weight of judgment and comparison, you will experience a sense of liberation and increased self-acceptance. Rather than constantly measuring your success against external benchmarks, you will cultivate a deeper appreciation for your individual journey. Picture a professional who once spent their energy envying their peers' accomplishments, but now finds joy in their unique contributions within their team. This shift fosters a more positive work environment and strengthens their sense of belonging. To enhance your journey of self-acceptance, I encourage you to conduct a weekly self-reflection session. Set aside time each week to revisit your gratitude notes and acknowledge your progress. Reflect on any instances of comparison you faced and explore how you responded to those feelings. This ongoing practice not only reinforces the growth you have achieved, but also strengthens your resolve against external judgments. As we wrap up this chapter, prepare yourself for our next exploration into cultivating compassion for yourself. We will discuss the essential role self-compassion plays in embracing your unique path while fostering resilience against the pressures of judgment and comparison. Remember, as you embark on this journey toward authenticity, your growth is paramount. Stay connected with Inner Freedom for more insights and support that will inspire you along this journey. Embrace the beautiful complexity of who you are, and let's continue to celebrate your unique self together. Chapter 8: Cultivating Compassion for Yourself. What if the most meaningful relationship you can develop is the one you have with yourself? In a world filled with external pressures, many people neglect the vital practice of self-compassion, often choosing self-criticism instead. This chapter delves into the transformative power of cultivating compassion for yourself and how this practice can lead to profound personal growth and well-being. Most of us are quick to extend kindness to others, but fail to offer the same grace to ourselves. We are often our harshest critics, berating ourselves for mistakes, perceived shortcomings, and failures. You might have experienced this firsthand. Perhaps after a challenging work project, you found yourself fixating on the few things that went wrong, instead of celebrating the many things that went right. This tendency to magnify flaws and minimize successes creates a detrimental cycle of low self-esteem and negativity. The transformative solution to this common challenge is the intentional practice of self-compassion. This practice involves treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding you would offer to a friend in times of struggle. Begin by acknowledging that everyone makes mistakes and faces difficulties. This is part of the shared human experience. When you accept this reality, you can start to adopt a more forgiving attitude towards your own faults. For instance, if you experience a setback in your personal or professional life, instead of chastising yourself, remind yourself that it's okay to stumble and that these moments are often fertile ground for learning and growth. The core idea behind self-compassion is to create a gentle internal dialogue that nurtures rather than punishes. Imagine you're comforting a friend who just had a tough day. You wouldn't criticize them for struggling. You'd offer support and encouragement, helping them understand that it's all right to feel upset or discouraged. Now, envision applying that same kindness towards yourself. By actively practicing self-compassion, you begin to rewire your thought patterns, developing a more supportive mindset that encourages resilience and self-acceptance. The benefits of fostering self-compassion are immense. As you cultivate this practice, you'll likely notice a significant reduction in stress and anxiety levels. Research has shown that self-compassionate individuals tend to experience greater emotional resilience and improved overall well-being. Imagine a student facing academic pressure. When they practice self-compassion, they feel more empowered to take risks in their learning, leading to a healthier attitude towards education. Instead of fearing failure, they begin to view it as an opportunity for growth and exploration. To implement self-compassion into your life, consider beginning a self-compassion journal. Spend a few moments each day reflecting on your experiences, writing down the challenges you faced and how you felt. Afterward, compose compassionate responses as if you were speaking to a friend. This exercise not only fosters self-awareness but helps reinforce a compassionate mindset. Moreover, when difficult moments arise, remind yourself to pause and take a breath, asking, "What would I say to a friend in this situation?" As you engage with these concepts, be kind to yourself throughout this journey. Embrace the idea that self-compassion is a practice, one that may take time to fully integrate. In the second half of this chapter, we will explore actionable steps to further cultivate self-compassion, helping you to embrace all aspects of your journey. Prepare to deepen your understanding and commitment to this transformative practice. Remember, your relationship with yourself is foundational. Nurturing it paves the way for a more fulfilling and joyful life. To cultivate self-compassion effectively, begin by honing your self-awareness. Take a moment each day to check in with yourself emotionally. Ask questions like, "How am I feeling right now? And what do I need in this moment?" By tuning in to your feelings, you create a space for understanding rather than judgment. For instance, if you find yourself feeling anxious before a meeting, acknowledge that feeling without criticism. Understand that it's natural to experience anxiety in high-pressure situations and give yourself permission to feel what you feel. This process turns self-criticism into self-understanding and paves the way for compassion. Next, practice the art of positive self-talk. Our internal dialogue can often be harsh and unforgiving. Challenge these negative thoughts by consciously replacing them with affirmations that encourage growth. For example, instead of thinking, "I'll never get this right," reframe it to, "I am learning and improving with each attempt." Choosing to foster a supportive internal narrative empowers you to navigate challenges more gracefully. Picture a musician who makes mistakes during practice. Instead of focusing on the errors, they remind themselves that every note contributes to their growth and mastery. By adopting a nurturing perspective, you can redefine failure as part of the learning process. Another impactful step is to incorporate self-care rituals into your routine. Self-compassion is deeply interconnected with the care we provide to ourselves. Identify activities that bring you joy and relaxation, creating intentional time for these pursuits amidst your busy schedule. Whether it's enjoying a warm bath, taking a stroll in nature, or indulging in a favorite hobby, prioritizing self-care reinforces the message that you deserve kindness and attention. Imagine a busy parent who carves out 30 minutes each evening to engage in reading or a favorite craft. This small act of self-care not only refreshes their spirit, but enhances their capacity to show up fully for others. As you adopt these practices, you will notice numerous benefits emerging in your life. Cultivating self-compassion enables you to develop a more resilient mindset, allowing you to bounce back from setbacks with greater ease. A student who embraces this principle, for example, may find that instead of fearing failure in their studies, they feel motivated to seek help and better understand challenging subjects. By shifting the focus from self-judgment to personal growth, you create a positive feedback loop that nourishes your self-esteem. To integrate these concepts into your daily life, I encourage you to start a self-compassion letter. At least once a week, write a letter to yourself expressing understanding and encouragement regarding a recent struggle. Address it as you would to a dear friend, acknowledging their feelings while reminding them of their strengths and potential. This practice deepens self-love and reinforces the understanding that it's okay to face challenges. As you embark on this journey towards self-compassion, remind yourself that this is a process, and each step taken is a celebration of your commitment to growth and understanding. The path may have ups and downs, but by embracing self-compassion, you are nurturing your spirit and learning to appreciate the beauty in your uniqueness. As we conclude this chapter, get ready to explore letting go of the need to prove in the next section. We'll discuss how releasing the desire for external validation can further enhance your journey toward personal fulfillment. By practicing self-compassion, you are laying the groundwork for a more authentic life. Stay connected with Inner Freedom for more insights and tools to support you on this path, knowing that your progress matters greatly. Embrace this opportunity to deepen your relationship with yourself, and let's continue this transformative journey together. Chapter 9. Letting go of the need to prove. What if the relentless pursuit of validation and approval is hindering your true potential? Many of us grapple with the desire to prove ourselves, whether to our peers, family, or even ourselves. This chapter invites you to explore the transformative power of letting go of this need for external validation and embracing a more authentic sense of self-worth. In today's competitive environment, the pressure to demonstrate our abilities can feel overwhelming. We may find ourselves striving for accomplishments that others will recognize and applaud, often at the expense of our own happiness. Perhaps you've experienced this firsthand, feeling the weight of expectation pulling you in different directions. You might have pushed yourself to overachieve in your career or constantly seek reassurance in your relationships, only to find the fleeting nature of approval leaves you feeling even emptier. The irony is that the more we chase this validation, the more elusive it seems, leaving us in a cycle of self-doubt and dissatisfaction. The solution to this problem lies in embracing intrinsic motivation, the desire to pursue goals for personal fulfillment rather than external recognition. Start by turning your attention inward and assessing what truly matters to you. Consider your passions, your interests, and your values. What do you enjoy doing, regardless of whether others acknowledge it? For example, an artist might create for the sheer joy of expression, not for accolades or a gallery showcase. By refocusing on your intrinsic motivations, you free yourself from the constraints of seeking validation from outside sources. This perspective shift is not just about independence from external approval. It is also about cultivating self-acceptance and personal authenticity. Picture yourself embarking on a journey toward a goal that resonates deeply with you. Instead of worrying about how others perceive your choices, focus on what brings you joy and fulfillment. A professional might decide to change careers to follow their passion for cooking, ultimately creating a path centered on their interests rather than societal expectations. This shift can ignite a genuine sense of purpose and direction in your life. The core idea here is to recognize that your worth is not conditional upon the opinions of others. Imagine the freedom that comes with understanding that you are enough exactly as you are. By letting go of the need to prove yourself, you create space for personal growth, authenticity, and profound change. As you begin to prioritize what you value over external approval, you will cultivate a stronger sense of identity and purpose. Think about a student who decides to pursue a degree that aligns with their genuine interests, rather than one that's deemed prestigious by others. By following their passion, they not only thrive academically, but also feel a renewed excitement for learning. As you embark on this journey, the benefits of releasing the need to prove yourself will become evident. You may notice a decrease in stress and anxiety, as well as greater emotional resilience. The desire to impress others diminishes, replaced by the fulfillment that comes from pursuing your goals on your terms. To help you take these transformative steps, I encourage you to create a personal manifesto. Write down your core values, dreams, and aspirations that truly resonate with you. Commit to revisiting and revising this manifesto regularly, using it as a guiding reference point for your decisions and actions. Embrace it as a living document that reflects your authentic journey, allowing it to anchor you through challenges. In the second half of this chapter, we will explore concrete strategies for practicing and reinforcing this mindset, helping you further detach from the need for validation. Get ready to foster a deeper connection with yourself, one that thrives on authenticity, fulfillment, and a genuine exploration of your path forward. Remember, your true potential is waiting to be uncovered when you let go of the need to prove yourself to anyone but you. Stay connected with Inner Freedom for more insights, and together, let's embark on this beautiful journey of self-discovery. To begin the journey of letting go of the need to prove yourself, start by identifying your intrinsic motivations. Take a moment to reflect on what truly inspires you. Consider journaling about your passions and activities that bring you joy, regardless of others' perceptions. This exercise is crucial in reconnecting with your personal desires rather than relying on external validation. For instance, if you find fulfillment in painting, set aside time each week to immerse yourself in your art, focusing solely on the enjoyment of the process, rather than the desire for recognition or approval. Next, practice self-compassion as you navigate this transition. When you feel the urge to seek validation or measure yourself against others, gently remind yourself that it's okay to recognize your feelings without judgment. For example, if you feel inadequate after seeing a colleague receive praise for their work, acknowledge that this is a common instinct but doesn't define your worth. Instead, reaffirm your strengths and contributions, reminding yourself that you are on your unique journey. This practice will help you build a kinder internal dialogue that supports your efforts to let go of unnecessary comparisons. An important step in this process is to set clear, personal goals based on what you value most. Create goals that resonate with your interests, rather than those influenced by societal norms or expectations. Imagine a young professional who dreams of volunteering abroad, rather than climbing the corporate ladder. By setting a goal to explore meaningful opportunities aligned with their values, they foster a deeper sense of fulfillment. As you craft your goals, ensure they reflect what brings you joy and satisfaction, paving the way for personal growth, unencumbered by the need for validation. To reinforce your commitment to this journey, establish a practice of celebrating your progress, regardless of size. Each time you reach a milestone or take a step toward your goals, recognize it as an accomplishment. Create a habit of rewarding yourself after achieving even small tasks. For instance, if you complete a challenging project at work, treat yourself to a favorite meal or a short getaway. Celebrating these victories encourages a sense of self-worth that is not contingent on external praise, but rather rooted in your personal fulfillment and achievements. As you implement these actions, the positive transformations in your life will likely become apparent. You will notice an increase in your overall well-being and a sense of liberation from the pressures of proving yourself. Rather than viewing your achievements through the lens of competition, you will experience the joy of pursuing your authentic interests. Think of an entrepreneur who decides to start a business based on personal passion rather than market trends. By staying true to their vision, they not only find satisfaction in their work, but also attract clients who resonate with their authenticity. To actively engage with these concepts, I encourage you to create a proving ground jar. Write down incidents where you felt compelled to seek validation and place them in the jar. Over time, reflect on these moments and how you have chosen to value yourself more deeply. This practice will serve as a tangible reminder of your commitment to authenticity. As we conclude this chapter, prepare yourself for the next exploration into living lightly, the joy of imperfection. We will discuss how embracing imperfection can lead to a more fulfilling and liberating life. Remember that the journey of self-acceptance and authenticity takes time, but each step you take is significant. Stay connected with Inner Freedom for ongoing support and inspiration as you continue to discover the beauty of being true to yourself. Your path to fulfillment and joy is within reach. Chapter 10. Living Lightly, the Joy of Imperfection. What if embracing your imperfections could lead to a more joyful and fulfilling life? In a world that glorifies perfection, many individuals find themselves striving to meet unattainable standards, leading to stress, anxiety, and disillusionment. This chapter invites you to explore the beauty of imperfection and how letting go of the need to be flawless can liberate your spirit and enhance your overall well-being. The challenge many face is that society often equates self-worth with perfection. We are constantly bombarded with images and messages that suggest success is synonymous with having everything figured out, whether it's the perfect job, the ideal body, or the flawless relationship. This perpetual pursuit can leave you feeling drained and dissatisfied, as though you are perpetually chasing an elusive dream. You might have encountered this feeling when looking at the curated lives of others, realizing you're measuring your own worth against a distorted ideal rather than embracing your unique journey. The transformative solution lies in recognizing that imperfection is a natural part of being human. By shifting our perspective to view flaws as opportunities rather than failures, we open ourselves to the joy of living authentically. Embracing imperfection allows you to appreciate the journey rather than fixating solely on the destination. Consider the story of an athlete who falls short during a competition. Instead of wallowing in disappointment, they reflect on their training efforts, the camaraderie built with teammates, and the spirit of resilience they demonstrated. This perspective broadens their understanding of success, allowing them to celebrate the experiences and growth derived from their journey. The core idea behind this shift is to cultivate a sense of acceptance toward your flaws and mistakes. By understanding that no one is perfect, you can release the burden of unrealistic self-expectations and practice self-compassion. Visualize a painter who intentionally incorporates their brushstrokes' imperfections in a canvas. Each stroke adds dimension and character to their artwork, creating a beautiful piece that tells a unique story. Similarly, your imperfections contribute to your individuality and richness as a person. By embracing these qualities, you foster a greater appreciation for yourself and your life experiences. Incorporating this mindset leads to numerous benefits. As you learn to live lightly and accept your imperfections, you may experience a decrease in anxiety and an increase in your overall sense of contentment. Rather than feeling bound by the fear of making mistakes, you will be more willing to take risks, explore new interests, and fully engage with life. Imagine a writer who fears criticism. When they finally allow themselves to write without self-imposed limitations, they find joy in the creative process, leading to authentic and unscripted storytelling. To start embracing this philosophy in your life, reflect on a specific area of your life where you strive for perfection. Consider how letting go of this pursuit can open up new opportunities for growth and personal satisfaction. You might decide to engage in activities you enjoy without worrying about the outcome. For instance, if you love singing but are afraid of performing, give yourself permission to sing at home or with friends, simply for the joy of it. As you integrate this practice into your daily routine, remember that embracing imperfection is ongoing. It is about creating a narrative that celebrates your unique path while cherishing the lessons learned along the way. By doing so, you allow yourself to navigate life with a sense of wonder and openness rather than rigidity and fear. In the second half of this chapter, we will continue exploring practical techniques to cultivate a lighter, more joyful existence. Prepare yourself to embrace the vibrant, imperfect tapestry of your life and recognize the unparalleled beauty that comes with it. As you embark on this journey of acceptance and joy, remember that every flaw contributes to the masterpiece that is uniquely you. To fully embrace the joy of imperfection, start by incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine. Begin each day with a few moments of reflection, acknowledging any imperfections or challenges you anticipate. This practice allows you to approach the day with a sense of acceptance rather than pressure. For instance, if you know you have a presentation at work, take a moment to remind yourself that it's okay to not have everything perfect. Instead of obsessing over every detail, focus on the value you bring to the conversation. By framing your mindset in this way, you will reduce anxiety and welcome the natural ebb and flow of the day. Next, practice good enough thinking. This means intentionally letting go of the relentless pursuit of perfection and reframing your goals toward achievable standards. For example, if you are a student preparing for exams, rather than striving to achieve flawless scores across the board, aim to understand the material and do your best. When studying, allocate time to absorb the content instead of over-preparing for every possible question. Acknowledging that mastering the subject is more important than achieving perfection allows for a more balanced approach to learning. In addition to mindfulness and good enough thinking, consider starting a Joy in Imperfection journal. Dedicate a few minutes each day to jot down moments where you experienced imperfection and the lessons learned from those experiences. For instance, if you tried a new recipe and it didn't turn out as expected, reflect on the fun you had cooking and the newfound knowledge gained about flavors and techniques. This journaling practice not only cultivates gratitude for the process, but also reinforces the idea that mistakes can lead to valuable learning moments. As you adopt these actions, a remarkable shift in your perspective is likely to occur. You will start to see that imperfections are not only part of the journey, but can also enrich your experiences. Picture a musician who performs live. If they make a mistake, instead of panicking, they might improvise, turning that error into a spontaneous moment of creativity. This flexibility enhances their performance and makes it unique. Embracing this mindset in your life can similarly cultivate resilience, creativity, and genuine joy in both personal and professional endeavors. To further this practice, I encourage you to share your experiences of imperfection with others. This could be through conversations with friends or even on social media platforms. By openly discussing your struggles and how you are learning to embrace them, you foster a sense of community and solidarity. You may be surprised by how many others resonate with your experiences and are on similar journeys. By connecting over shared imperfections, you create an environment of support and encouragement, where growth becomes a collective experience. As you delve into the practice of living lightly and celebrating your imperfections, remember that this journey is ongoing. It's about fostering a nurturing relationship with yourself and embracing each step, no matter how small. Allow the lessons of this chapter to resonate in your daily life, reminding you that imperfections are what make us uniquely human. In closing, Let It Be, Free Yourself from Perfectionism, encourages you to embark on a transformative journey of self-discovery and acceptance. Throughout this book, we explored the detrimental effects of perfectionism and the power of embracing imperfections, fostering self-compassion and redefining success on your own terms. By letting go of unrealistic standards and the need for external validation, you can cultivate a more authentic, fulfilling life. Embracing your unique journey allows for personal growth, resilience, and genuine happiness. Thank you for taking the time to engage with this material. If you found value in this journey, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Your support not only helps spread this message of inner freedom, but also fosters a community dedicated to embracing authenticity and empowerment. Together, let's continue to celebrate the beauty of imperfection and the joy of truly being ourselves.